top 10 scary cemeteries that will give you nightmares. Do you dare to spend a night with the restless spirits? Let's take a look at the world's most frightening graveyards, where the living and the dead seem to mix, from angry ghosts to strange happenings. These haunted cemeteries will make you shiver and make you doubt what you thought you knew about life after death. Prepare for a chilling adventure that might make you keep the lights on at night. Welcome, adventure lovers and ghost fans. Today we're exploring the world of the supernatural by listing the top 10 most haunted cemeteries on Earth. These aren't ordinary graveyards. They're places full of strange, unexplained happenings that have puzzled even the most doubtful researchers. So, get your ghost detecting tools and night vision gear ready, because we're about to go on a spooky journey you won't forget. Before we start our adventure into the unknown, let's talk about the big question, or should I say, the hidden truth. Now, why are we so interested in haunted cemeteries? Well, as the saying goes, you can't spell funeral without fun. Okay, maybe that's not a real saying, but you understand what I mean. There's something really exciting about exploring the line between life and death. Even if it means running into a ghost or two, let's explore our list of the spookiest cemeteries that are sure to give you scary dreams, and maybe even a few funny moments. 10 Greyfriars Kirkyard, Edinburgh, Scotland. Our adventure starts in the old city of Edinburgh, where Greyfriars Kirkyard has been scaring visitors for hundreds of years. This old graveyard is known for the Mackenzie poltergeist, believed to be the ghost of Sir George Mackenzie, a mean judge from the 1600s. There's a story that McKee's ghost doesn't like people who go where they shouldn't, especially if they mess with his grave. People have said they've gotten strange bruises and scratches, or felt really scared for no reason. Some even say they were pushed by something they couldn't see. Did you know that Sir George Mackenzie was called Bloody Mackenzie when he was alive? It seems like he's still trying to live up to that name, even after he died. This guy has been scaring folks for over 300 years. 9 St. Louis Cemetery, Noah, New Orleans, Louisiana. Next, we're going to the Big Easy, where the fun never ends, not even for those who have passed away. St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 is the oldest and most well-known cemetery in New Orleans, and it's believed to be the home of more than 100,000 restless spirits. The most famous ghost here is Marie Laveau, the legendary voodoo queen of New Orleans. People say they've seen her ghost walking around the cemetery, is still doing her magical rituals even after death. But Marie isn't the only one making things lively in this city of the dead. Many other spirits are said to wander the narrow path between the above-ground tombs, creating a spooky atmosphere that feels as heavy as the Louisiana air. Here's a creepy fact. Some people believe that if you knock 3 times on Marie Laveau's grave and make a wish, she'll grant it from the afterlife. But be careful, your wish might bring more than you wanted. After all, making deals with the dead is a serious business, understand? Serious business? I'll leave now. 8 Highgate Cemetery, London, England. Traveling across the ocean, we arrive at London's Highgate Cemetery, a Victorian-era graveyard that's both beautiful and haunted. This large cemetery is famous for its fancy tombs, overgrown paths, and many supernatural beings. One of the most well-known ghosts in Highgate is the Highgate vampire. In the 1970s, stories of a tall, dark figure with glowing red eyes caused panic in the local community. Some even said the creature could fly and had incredible strength. But the vampire isn't the only scary thing at Highgate Cemetery. People have seen ghostly faces looking out from tombs, heard strange whispers, and felt invisible hands grabbing their clothes. Did you know? Highgate Cemetery is so creepy that it has been in many scary movies and TV shows. It's the queen of spooky places. But seriously, if you want a really eerie experience, Highgate is the place to go. Just remember to bring garlic and holy water. Hey ghost hunters, are you liking our tour of the world's spookiest cemeteries? If you want to see more like this, make sure to click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Don't miss out on our future uploads. They're amazing. Now, let's continue with our chilling countdown. 7 Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, Chicago, Illinois. Located on the edge of Chicago is Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, a small and simple graveyard known for its strong paranormal activity. Although it's not very big, this cemetery is famous as one of the most haunted places in America. One of the most commonly seen ghosts is the White Lady, a ghostly girl often spotted walking around in a flowing white dress. Some people think she's looking for her missing child, while others believe she's protecting the cemetery from trespassers. However, the White Lady isn't the only ghost at Bachelor's Grove. Visitors have claimed to see phantom cars, floating balls of light, and even a ghostly farmhouse that appears and vanishes on its own. Here's a creepy fact. In 1991, a group of paranormal researchers took what is considered one of the most convincing ghost photos ever at Bachelor's. The picture shows a see-through woman sitting on a tombstone. 6 Old Jewish Cemetery, Prague, Czech Republic. Our next destination brings us to the center of Europe, where the old Jewish cemetery in Prague has been giving people the creeps for centuries. This old burial place is believed to hold around 100,000 graves, stacked on top of each other because of the limited space. The most well-known ghost said to haunt this cemetery is Rabbi Lowe, the famous creator of the Golem of Prague. People say they've seen his spirit walking among the tilted tombstones, still looking after his community. But Rabbi Lowe isn't the only spooky thing in the old Jewish cemetery. Many visitors feel a strong sense of sadness and hopelessness, as if the many years of struggles faced by Prague's Jewish community have left a lasting impression on the air itself. Did you know? The old Jewish cemetery is so packed that some parts have up to 12 layers of graves piled on top of each other, like a really close community. These people are literally on top of each other. You could say it's the ultimate gated community, where everyone wants to be buried. 5 Père Lachaise Cemetery, Paris, France. This big cemetery is the final resting place for many famous people like Jim Morrison, Oscar Wilde, and Frederick Chopin. But it's not just famous ghosts that roam these grounds. People have seen all kinds of strange things, from cold spots to full-bodied ghosts. One of the most often seen ghosts is Marcel Proust, a famous French writer. Some people say they've seen his ghost walking around the cemetery, still trying to find lost time, even after death. Here's a creepy fact. Jim Morrison's grave is one of the most popular spots in the cemetery. Some fans say they've seen his ghost giving surprise concerts near where he's buried. Even after death, he's still trying to break through to the other side. Let's hope he's not singing the end over and over, and it'll be a real scary dream. 4 Boot Hill Graveyard, Tombstone, Arizona. Get ready, because we're going to the Wild West for our next spooky place. Boot Hill Graveyard in Tombstone, Arizona, is where some of the most famous outlaws and gunfighters from the Old West are buried. This old cemetery is believed to be home to the ghost people who died violently during Tombstone's wild past. People who visit say they've seen ghostly cowboys having imaginary gunfights, heard the sound of fake gunshots, and felt like they were being watched. One of the most well-known ghosts is said to be Billy Clanton, who was one of the cowboys killed in the famous gunfight at the OK Corral. Some people say they've seen his spirit replaying his last moments, forever fighting with Ear Brothers and Doc Holliday. Interesting fact: many of the tombstones in Boot Hill have funny messages that tell a little bit about the wild lives and deaths of the people buried there. One famous tombstone says, "Here lies Lester Moore, 4 slugs from a 44. No less, no more." Even after death, these cowboys couldn't resist a good joke. That's what you call dark humor. 3 Stull Cemetery, Stull, Kansas. As we approach the top of our list, things are about to get really creepy. Stull Cemetery in Kansas is often called one of the 7 gateways to hell, and there's a good reason for that. This simple rural graveyard is believed to be a place where demons and supernatural events often happen. There's a story that the devil himself shows up at Stull Cemetery twice a year, once on Halloween and once on the spring equinox. Some people even say there's a secret stairway in the cemetery that goes straight down to hell. Even though these stories might sound unbelievable, there's no doubt that Stull Cemetery has a very eerie feeling. People who visit say they feel a strong sense of fear, hear strange screams, and see shadowy figures moving among the graves. Here's a spooky fact: the old church that used to be in the cemetery was believed to be indestructible. When it was finally demolished in 2002, workers experienced all sorts of weird things, like broken tools and mysterious injuries. It seems like the demolition team really stirred up trouble that day. 2 La Noria Cemetery, Atacama Desert, Chile. Next, we visit the dry Atacama Desert in Chile, where the deserted mining town of La Noria hides a scary secret. The town's cemetery is said to be one of the most haunted places on Earth, with stories of the dead coming back to life at night. People who visit La Noria Cemetery have seen ghostly figures walking among the open graves and mummified bodies exposed by the harsh desert environment. Some even say they've taken pictures of these restless spirits, with their empty eyes staring straight into the camera. But maybe the scariest part of La Noria Cemetery is the stories about dead people leaving their graves and walking into town at night. People who live there say that if you go there after dark, you might see a group of ghostly miners heading back to the old mine tunnels. Creepy fact: the very dry Atacama Desert has caused many bodies in La Noria Cemetery to naturally turn into mummies. So if you visit, you might actually see the real people who are buried there. Imagine meeting someone from the afterlife. These people sure know how to leave a strong impression. 1 Aokigahara Forest, Mount Fuji, Japan. We've reached the end of our list, and our last stop is possibly the most eerie and sad of all. Aokigahara Forest, also called the Sea of Trees or the Suicide Forest, is near the bottom of Mount Fuji in Japan. Even though it's not a regular graveyard, this thick forest has become the final place for many people who ended their lives there. The spooky reputation of Aokigahara is more than just ghost stories. People who visit say they feel a strong sense of sadness and hopelessness as soon as they enter the forest. Some hear painful cries in the trees, while others see dark shapes moving between the trunks. What's even more unsettling is that many hikers and ghost hunters have noticed their compasses and gadgets stop working properly inside the forest, making them feel lost and uneasy. Here you go. Everyone, the top 10 most haunted cemeteries that are sure to give you scary dreams. These places have restless spirits, demonic gateways, sad histories, and strange happenings. They show us a bit of the mysteries that exist after death. But remember, while exploring these spooky places can be exciting, it's important to be respectful and careful. These are real places with real stories, and many of them are still used for burials. Always follow the local rules and don't go where you're not allowed or disturb any graves. If you like this scary trip of the world's most haunted cemeteries, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more creepy stories. Click the notification bell so you never miss a new video. You wouldn't want to miss out on our content, would you? See you later. Stay alert for strange noises at night, and remember, in a world of ghosts and mysteries, reality can be even weirder than stories. Have a good night's sleep if you can manage it after all this.